The circle of control is a really, really simple idea, but I've been thinking about it so much recently with my YouTube channel and trying to get more views that I just had to talk about it. It's essentially where everything that is in my control is inside the circle and everything that is outside of my control is outside of the circle. The reason it's so powerful is because it's so instinctive. It's so easy to know in a given situation, in a given moment, what are the things that are in your control and what are the things that are outside your control. If we think of some day-to-day examples to apply it to, like earlier today, I went to the post office to return something, and when I turned up, there was quite a long queue. I thought to myself, okay, there's a queue. I can't really do anything about that. That's totally out of my control. But there are loads of things that I can do that are within my control. I can either just accept it and queue. I can potentially ask to go to the front of the queue. I can try and go to the front of the queue and say, can I quickly do my thing? I can leave and go home and come back another time. I can go to a different post office. There's actually a whole rainbow of ideas that I could do and the things that are within my control. We often just offload the responsibility of our own lives or our own happiness to other people or to other things or to other situations. But in that moment, there's so much that you can control to affect your future and affect the current situation. When it starts to get really difficult is when we feel like things should be in our control or were previously in our control, but now they're not. So a really powerful example or a relevant example is COVID and lockdown. Our circle of control is normally involves being able to see our friends, being able to go out and do exercise, being able to be in crowded events, at sports events, in cinemas, in theatres, and spending lots of time with loads of people. But suddenly our circle of control has got a lot smaller. We have to spend more time at home, we're limited by government restrictions, and it's much more difficult to accept that our circle of control has got smaller. I'm not saying it's easy and I'm not saying that I'm very good at this, but it's so simple to think, okay, what are the things that are in my control that I can improve my current situation? So in lockdown, you can think, okay, maybe I will learn this new skill. I will call my friends. I will go out and do some exercise. I will try to find a purpose. What are all the things that I can do that might improve my current situations? When you truly take responsibility for everything that you can take responsibility for, actually your life becomes much simpler. You know that it's no one else's responsibility to look after yourself. It's no one else's responsibility to have a positive attitude or to work hard or to go after the things that you want to, or to look after your mental health, or to look after your physical health, to eat well, to sleep well. Lots of these things are challenging. I struggle with sleep in particular sometimes, and it feels like it's outside of your control, but actually you can read a book on it, you can try and meditation, you can speak to a professional, you can go to bed earlier or learn about what type of things might help you sleep better. There's loads of things that you can do that are within your control. When you realize the simplicity of the idea and how effective it can be, it can really help you take control of your own life. And especially in a time like the pandemic, it can help you not make excuses or not offload the responsibility of your happiness to other people, but to yourself. So for the pandemic in particular, I would recommend not watching the news because it's actually giving you loads of negative inputs and just constantly updating you on how bad the state of the world is, and actually that's not very helpful. You can control knowing the most important things like the rules or the current, state of your country, but then that's enough. Don't learn too much more about it because it's just going to make you feel worse. And control your social media input and control the people you spend time with. It is harder in lockdown, but there is a lot in your control, and it's important to remember that. So I hope that is useful. If you're interested in mindset and that kind of thing, then watch this video here. But otherwise, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.